gonna be a little more on the casual side because I'm tired and I haven't really slept in about 3 days. I'm leaving for a vacation on Friday, so I really wanted to get a video uploaded for you guys before I left. If you hear any noises, I've got kids and my back door is open. Like I said, it's a real casual video today. Just wanted to get on here and chit chat with you guys a little bit, hang out for a while. I haven't really been on to talk to you guys in a long time, so I really wanted to sit down, just touch base with you guys, update you with what's been going on. Updates. So I need a therapist. Some would say that I'm crazy. Most people, I think, would say that I'm quite crazy. But fortunately, that's not why I need a therapist this time. It's really weird. It all relates to my car accident. So I wanted to talk about my health. Apparently that's why I need a therapist. I've had a lot of therapists. So this last Friday, I went in and saw one of my doctors. She is a specialist here in Bend, Oregon. She specializes in physiatry. Basically, she's a doctor that helps me with my neck and my back and my spine. So I went in and had my normal tests. She couldn't really complete all of the tests because it would inflict damage. Last time I went in and had this test done, I was laid up in my bed for 3 days. I couldn't move. I couldn't do anything. And so this last time she was only able to complete part of the exam, and that's because she found evidence that I'm getting worse. It's really frustrating to me because there are so many times that people have approached me in the last 2.5 years since I've had my car accident, telling me the pain is just all in your head. Going back to what happened in the car accident, I was in the car accident in February of 2014, and my body had what's called a delayed reaction. Immediately after the car accident, I had neck pain and back pain. To me, that wasn't anything that I should be concerned about because I was in a car accident and I just needed to reserve time for my body to have healing. Well, then about a week after the car accident, I went to the doctor. I went to the emergency room because I was having migraines. Light, it almost felt like was piercing my brain. Sounds would cause migraine. This side of my face was swollen. My eye was fine, but this side of my face was really swollen. And this eye felt swollen. It didn't look swollen, but it felt swollen. It felt swollen back here, but it didn't look swollen. I was nauseous all the time. I had piercing migraines. I didn't feel well, so I checked myself into the emergency room about a week after the car accident. That was not smart. I should have immediately gone to the emergency room right after the car accident. Why I didn't do that? I was really concerned about filing all of the paperwork for the insurance and for my car, and yes, whereas that's really important, my health was more important. So I put that on the back burner, and unfortunately because of that, I face consequences today. Here I am in the emergency room with my face swollen. They did an MRI and a CT scan of my brain. Well, at the time, the swelling in my brain wasn't a concern, as weird as that sounds, because I had a facial fracture and internal bleeding. They correlated the swelling of my brain with the incident that happened on my cheek. In the car accident, from the impact, I was thrown forward and my cheek hit the side of the window and it caused a facial fracture and internal bleeding. So the results of the CT scan showed swelling in the brain, but that wasn't a concern at the time. Upon leaving the ER, my instructions were to immediately follow up with a chiropractor and a primary care doctor, which I did. I already had a chiropractor and a primary care doctor that I was seeing, so I immediately went ahead and made appointments with them. This is where I get so frustrated, because it's 2.5 years later, and I have heard so many times, the pain is in your head. It's all in your head. It's all in your head. And I think people can believe that just because I had a delayed reaction to the car accident. From February until September, I was in pain and I had headaches. Nothing really extreme. I could still walk. My chiropractor required me to be in his facility 5 days a week. And out of those 5 days, I was receiving 2.5-hour massages every single week. Now, it's really interesting because that doctor didn't need to have me in his clinic 5 days a week. He really wasn't doing anything for me. I actually felt like I was getting worse. I didn't feel like I was getting any better. So I voiced my concerns to the chiropractor. Basically, you have me in here 5 days a week and I'm not getting any better. What's going on? So he told me to follow up with my primary care doctor. My primary care doctor instructed me to go to a neurologist. The neurologist told me, well, if you're only here to receive a settlement, you're only going to receive the settlement if you agree to exploratory surgery because we don't know what's wrong with you. Now, mind you, this has been a buildup of several appointments between the chiropractor and the primary care doctor. So when the neurologist saw my notes on the first appointment that I had, he was just going off of what was in my chart. But for me, I was in this new season. I had just met Matt, my husband, and we were intending on being married. I needed to work and provide for my family and support my family, and I needed to live. Surgery just was not an option, so I pretty much said whatever, and I walked away from the doctors, which really was to my detriment. Honestly, I don't really know how much they were helping me anyways, because I didn't really feel the benefits if they were helping me. So through this process, I want everyone to understand that I was not after a settlement check. It was made very clear from the very beginning by my lawyer at the time that I most likely would not receive a settlement anyways because the driver who hit me was uninsured. So I wasn't about to sign my life away just so they could explore through my body so I maybe could get a check. So I walked away from my doctors and my lawyer in May of 2014, and I just lived my life. I was in pain, but I didn't focus on it, and I actually didn't even, it was almost like I was in denial. I did not want to believe that I hurt all the time. I was so young. I'm an able-bodied person. I can get up and go to work and do things like normal people. I didn't want to live my life limited. So it was September 2014, about a week after Matt and I had been married, and my body just crashed. So I can understand and relate to why people would think that this is all in my head. But what's infuriating is I'm going to doctor's appointment after doctor's appointment after doctor's appointment, and I'm not receiving the tests that I need because the insurance won't cover them. From the outside, I look totally normal, and I agree with you. I am a completely normal human being. I'm not going through chemotherapy. I have 2 capable legs of walking. It hurts to walk on this side, but it's functional, so I can't complain. So what's wrong with me? I'm sure you want to know exactly what's wrong with me. They've discovered that I have a slip disc in my lower lumbar, 1 exposed nerve in my hip, and 5 exposed nerve endings that go through my right leg. The lower right leg has not been tested, but it is mangled to some degree. There is a large lump that sticks out from my lower leg, and you can hear like clicking noises in my muscle leg down there. It's totally not normal. It hurts a lot. It aches a lot. Because of that, it puts a lot of pressure on my right knee. The lower right leg has not been tested, but honestly, I'm sure that if I can get everything else fixed, it is one thing that I can live with, and I'm not really concerned. I'm not worried about it. It's irritating, but it's not like anything unbearable. This is what really scares me. I wear a neck brace because it acts like a bumper, if you will. You know, when you turn your head side to side, when I move back and forth, or when I'm in the car because of the swaying. So I'm still in a neck brace. I don't wear the leg brace anymore. Decided to stop wearing it because it became too heavy that it was just causing my leg to ache. The brace made me feel like I was carrying around a dead weight or like a really heavy log, so I just don't wear that anymore. This is what is kind of scary for me, and it has caused my condition to worsen. In the exam that my doctor did on Friday, she found that I am getting worse. In my neck here, if you will touch your neck, you will feel that your neck kind of concaves in. Like, that's a normal, if you put your hand here, you can feel that your hand is supposed to like crevice inward. So there's supposed to be like a divot here in your neck, which is normal on this side. Well, on this side, my neck is a solid rock. Right here. It's like something like sticks out, and it's hard as a rock. This is hard as a rock. It travels through my right ear. I get Charlie horses in my brain up here because of the issues going on in my neck. it's caused more nerve damage in my hand. So when I first got into the car accident, because of the swelling in my brain, I was experiencing these exact same problems. My hand was really swollen after the car accident because of the inflammation and the swelling that was going on in the back of my neck. I'm still struggling with mobility issues, turning my head from side to side, back and forth. This has just kind of turned into a vent sesh. Why do I need a therapist? Let's talk about it. Okay, Matt and I, my husband and I, we are together 24/7. It's not intentional. It just kind of worked out that way. We are best friends, so it doesn't really bother us. I'm very thankful that it worked out that way because he helps me a lot. Sorry. Thankfully, I don't need a therapist this time because I'm crazy. The doctors feel that it is a good idea for me to get a therapist so that I could vent to them about my medical concerns or issues or what I go through on a daily basis. Just, they think it would be a good idea essentially just to kind of give Matt a break because for a caretaker it can be a lot of stress to watch the person that you love hurt all the time. So now anytime I need to talk, I'm just gonna flip open my camera and vent to you guys. Because of statements made by individuals, I question myself a lot. Is it in my head? Am I crazy? But then every time I go back to an appointment, they just say, you're getting worse. You're getting worse. Let's document it. Unfortunately, the reason why I have been worsening in this period is because insurance doesn't cover certain tests and it takes months to get appointments, and you know, you gotta book months out to see doctors. So we are doing everything in our power at this point to push this process along. And I went in on Friday and she said that the condition is worsened enough now that they might take this seriously to where that they will actually approve the tests. When I originally went in, we stated that this is what our main concern was, but because of insurance, she was required to check out my lower lumbar because of issues in my right leg. If I wasn't having issues in my right leg, they would totally be able to push this through. But because this is a head-to-toe issue, they are going with the cost-effective. Believe it or not, this doesn't discourage me. It upsets me. I'm not discouraged. I've learned to live with what I go through every single day. And so when someone sees me in my neck brace, it's really funny because I get, you know, what's wrong with you? You know? And it's really funny because sometimes I even forget. I'm like, oh, yeah, right. I'm in a neck brace. I almost feel rude because they don't think that I am empathetic towards their empathy, if that makes sense. And really, that's not it at all. It's just sometimes I forget that I'm even wearing the neck brace because it's just become a part of my life at this point. That's my update. That's what's been going on. We leave for the coast Friday morning and I will be vlogging that trip, but the vlog will not actually be up until after we get back from vacation. I wanted to say thank you guys for being my friends and listen to me vent. I'm not going back to a therapist. The last time I was at therapy, it was court mandated and that lasted about 3 months. So, alright, well, that's all I've got to say for today. I hope I didn't leave you guys upset or discouraged at all. Please don't feel bad for me or sad. You know, I live with my own struggles every single day, and I choose intentionally not to bring other people into my world because I don't want to make other people feel bad. I do understand the importance of needing to talk about this. You know, I'm not the only person in the world who's struggling with something. I'm not the only person in the world who's going through something. Because I know I'm not the only one struggling, it actually would help to see comments and hear about your guys' journey and some of your struggles, you know, instead of just going into a therapist's office and getting bombarded with questions and them trying to figure out my theology and la 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 la. And I have nothing against therapists or therapy. I don't feel like it's wrong or I don't feel like it's bad. It's just personally, it's not for me. So I'm just gonna come on here and talk to you guys because you guys are my friends. I feel better talking to people who I know are supporting me and encouraging me and want to speak life into me instead of going into a room and just venting to one individual for an hour and receiving no feedback. Thank you guys for taking time out of your day to listen to me and hear what I have to say. I love you guys so much. Thank you for being a part of my life, and I will see you in my next video.